It's uploading. We are online.
Yes.
So, hello everyone. Hello everyone. We will wait for a couple of minutes until someone joins us. We have already 7 people watching us within this couple of seconds. So we will take just several minutes. We will wait until a lot of people join us, and I will share the link in my social networks. And of course, I hope that you also share this link with your friends, because today we have a very interesting conversation with Davide Serracini, a luthier from Italy, who built this Decacorde with his own bare hands. So now I will share the link and we will start. А в смысле языка, всем привет. Я буду стараться переводить ну, практически все, что здесь происходит, в зависимости от того, на каком языке будет большинство вопросов. Наверное, трансляция пойдет на том языке, но если вы пишете вопросы на русском, я обязательно перевожу их Дэвиду, и он на них отвечает, и вы получаете ответ. Так что не переживайте, мы очень рады зрителям из России. I've told that we are very happy to meet all the audience, and from Russia also. I will translate everything to Russian. So now I'm sharing the link, and I wish you make it too. Share this link with your friends now. And on Facebook. You can also share this link on Facebook. Okay. So I will read all the comments, and we already have 18 people and a lot of comments. Hello, love from Argentina. Okay, so let's start. You can write your comments. You can write your questions in comments, and we will begin with introducing ourselves. I hope you know me. I'm Marina's Decacorde, and that's why I play Decacorde. If I was named something different, I would play something different. But this stream is dedicated to my new instrument. You've already seen the unboxing of this instrument. You've already met Kate, who brought this instrument to me. And finally, today, you meet Davide Serracini, who built this beautiful instrument for me. And I am extremely happy that sometime, I think it was 3 or 2 years old, when I met him on Instagram. And I've been in search of a luthier who will build a great Decacorde for me for about 2 years. And I wasn't able to find anyone I would be completely happy with, because, you know, instrument is very, very, very important, and it's the most important in our life, instrument. So I'm very happy that sometime I met David in Instagram and we contacted, and I've understood that if this luthier builds a triple neck guitar for Lucas Riccagnoli, then of course he would be able to build a 10-string guitar for me, and how lucky I was. So now I think that David will say several words about himself, and maybe he will say hello to you and something else. He will say something interesting.
Hi, Marina. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I feel very lucky to meet Marina some years ago. Not personally, not live, but online. And we have not the possibility to meet because of this virus. So maybe in future we can meet, and
yes, I hope so.
I hope. So we began this project together and it was very interesting. It was a challenge for me to design an instrument, such an instrument, complicated, and for a musician like Marina, who is a special musician. So I think all people who are listening to us know about it. And I don't know if you want to play something now, or we can we have some answer to reply.
I'll watch, but I think that how much beauty. Thank you, thank you. I think I will play.
Only
Yes, I will play my first song, and you can ask all the questions you wanted to ask about the Decacorde. I got a lot of questions, and it was difficult to understand all the terms in foreign language for me, but we have a lot to tell about this instrument. It was very special, and I'll tell honestly, it was the first time in my life when I was ordering an instrument, but it was really, for me, speaking about the communication with the luthier, because before David, I ordered 6-string guitars several times, and then I've sold them. And David was the first luthier who asked me about everything I want about the guitar, including these dots on the fretboard, and how much distance we will have between the strings, and even he suggested the cutaway, and this thing, a lot of suggestions, and we discussed everything. So for me, it's practically my imagination built this guitar, and David came into my imagination and made it with his hands. And when I've made this instrument, it was completely what I wanted and what I was dreaming of. And practically a month passed since I've made the Decacorde for the first time. It was 19th of April. And I'm still shocked. And still every time I open the case, I feel so happy as it is the first time. So I think that I'll play. And by the way, I also have several questions to you, David. So the audience will be not the only ones. But I'd like to say we're using Zoom, and I think that it's not the best program to represent the guitar sound and to represent such a beautiful sound of my basses. I will make an extra stream to play for you, but now let's try. David, how did it sound? Was the sound okay? During my
It's not
sound
bad.
checks, it was such an awful sound. I hope that it's about 10 or 20% of the real sound of this amazing guitar. But okay, it was an important moment where I imagined this moment alive. When you were building this Decacorde for me, I was imagining how I come to Italy for the first time and I will meet you in your workshop and I will touch this guitar and I will smell it and I will play it and you will say, oh, okay, it sounds great in your
Yes.
hands. And now we are meeting via Zoom and you are listening to this beautiful Zoom sound. Ah.
So it's not the same, but it's enough for the moment.
Yes. Okay, so we have a lot of comments and I'll turn to Russian because the comments are in Russian. So, вопросы. By the way, the first question I've noticed, and a question in English, when is the side and neck of Luca is launching? I know it's wrong place to ask, but when is it launching?
It's off topic.
Okay, but okay. By the way, due to Luca, David, do you know where exactly I've learned about you? I was just sliding Instagram, and I was subscribed to Luca, of course. And I've noticed a post made by him that it is my new instrument and it is the luthier, and a photo where you pass the new instrument to him. It was about 2018 or 2019 photo, and I've understood that if this guy is building guitars for Lucas, then he will definitely, it will be easy for him to build a guitar with just 10 strings. And I immediately contacted you, and I've noticed that we already had some communicating in Instagram, but I forgot about it. So due to Luca, I have this instrument finally, because it is possible that I wouldn't know about you without Luca. So you will keep it a secret, yes, about the sliding neck?
The reverse slide neck, he means?
This question about when the sliding neck for Luca is launching, so you will keep it a secret, yes?
Yes, no, it's not a secret. Now we are launching it. He can contact Luca in this moment. Or me, it's the same.
Okay, let's go forward. Hello, Tom. Hello, Isaac. Okay. David, a question to you. What recommendation? You should know that I am reading the questions just online. I don't have anyone to check. That's why you can write a lot of bad things, but you shouldn't. David, what recommendation would you make to a luthier experienced with 6-string guitars and who would consider building a Decacorde? Great question. Yes.
Yes, it's a good question. I'm not the first who build a Decacorde, of course.
Yes.
Decacorde exists 100 years, and I think one important thing is thinking to a Decacorde not such different from a 6-string. It's very similar to a 6-string. So soundboard is not too heavy, and the difference are obviously on the neck is bigger, very bigger, and so it's important. It is very stable, also for the future, not just for today or next month. And so it should be very strong, but not too heavy. So in this guitar, I did a lot of things to make it very light. So, for example, the fingerboard is not ebony, full ebony, but it's carved, and inside there is a layer of cedar, about 3 millimeters. And so this is important for stability of the neck, for the weight, and for the balance.
With this one,
when you that hole is aesthetic, and
I thought it was for the weight. For the weight.
Not yes, also for the weight, but I don't like the headstock of the Decacorde. That are very, very heavy to look at. So it's not only for the weight, as everyone can think.
Yes, it looks nice.
Okay.
But I also will add a small question from myself to the previous one. I see it is just your way of building, or it's just for the Decacorde, but I see that the upper deck is a bit thicker than I had on previous Decacorde and on my 6-string guitars. It looks like it is thicker, and I thought that it is for the strength, because we have more weight on the 10 strings, and I thought that it is for this, no?
No, the thickness you look at the sound hole, it's only around the sound hole.
Yes, I understand. And
there are 2 layers. There are 2 layers.
I see 2 layers, and I thought it has 2 layers, and it's so thick. And how can it sound so loud if it has such a thick? What's the secret? I will ask about it, because really thick. Okay, a lot of people, I know that some luthiers are afraid. When first time when I touched Nikita Koshkin's Decacorde, it was in 2014, about 7 years ago. And when I first touched it, I understood that I have to have the same instrument. Who will build it for me? I asked Nikita Koshkin to sell it to me. He refused to sell it. And I've asked my previous luthier who built 6-string guitars for me to build a 10-string guitar, but he refused because he never built 10 strings and he was afraid to try, because it's a surprise what he will have in the end, and maybe it will be a bad instrument. So a lot of luthiers are afraid to try 10-string for the first time. That's why I was very happy to finally. I've understood if you build, do you know that David built a copy of the Decacorde built by Lacote and designed by Lacote and Fernando Carulli. This model was built in 1826, and David made a copy of it. And when I've understood that that is the man who builds a copy of that Decacorde, and both he builds amazing monster guitars for Luca, and I've understood that he will make this one just easy after all I've learned about David. So a lot of questions. It's good, because the sound we have now on Zoom is bad. That's why speaking is better. How much beauty all in the damn screen. Thank you. A question in Russian. I'll read it first in Russian, then translate. Арсений Ковалев. Привет, Арсений. У меня есть странный вопрос. He has a strange question. У меня большие руки, реально большие. He has really huge hands, like Hulk. Настолько, что мне физически неудобно играть некоторые вещи. Что будет, если просто сделать гитару побольше? Изменится строй? Арсений, я тебе сама тут скажу, у меня была гитара 660 миллиметров, ну, специально для больших рук сделанная. Я, правда, офигела на ней играть, но делаю, то есть увеличен, как с уменьшенной мензурой, как у меня здесь, так и с увеличенной. So I'm translating the question. A guy has really huge hands, really big hands, and he has discomfort when playing on a normal measure guitar. And he asks if luthier makes a really big measure, maybe more than 660. Will it lead to changing the tuning of the guitar or to some problems, or he can just order a guitar with a huge measure and feel comfortable with it?
Yes, of course. You can take a bigger guitar. It's not necessary to make a longer string length. It's enough to do a larger neck.
Mm-hmm. So the distance here can be the same, and that's why it will be. I'm translating. Арсений, ты, по-моему, говоришь по-английски, ты, наверное, понял, но тем не менее скажу, что Дэвид говорит, что можно сделать больше мензуру, при этом не увеличивая длину звучащей струны. Вот, то есть, я так понимаю, просто вот здесь станет больше, если я правильно поняла, и ничего не изменится. Но на самом деле вот у меня гитара с уменьшенной мензурой, и я, кстати, даже не знаю, насколько сейчас спрошу. И как бы, тем не менее, это не мешает мне настраивать ее на тон ниже, хотя мензура уменьшенная. By the way, David, can you tell me what measure do I have on this Decacorde? Is it 650 or smaller?
650, yes.
Yes, I felt
yes.
my previous Decacorde was the same, but I felt that it is really like it is smaller, and it was hard to get used to it because it is much more easy to play, really much more easy to play, and the strings are so close to the fretboard. Maybe it's because of this feeling, but I'm trying to get used to it, not to play like this. It all becomes very easy. So I thought that due to my feelings, I thought that it is about 644, but it's 650. Yes. Okay, maybe it's the effect of the arch fretboard. Why it's so easy to play on this Decacorde?
Because the comfort depends on different things, something like the action, so how the strings are close to the fingerboard, the shape of the fingerboard. We decided to make an arched fingerboard. The radius is 28
inch.
Yes. And another important thing is the shape of the neck and the thickness, so the back of the neck.
Yes, it's seen as I asked. Yes.
And okay.
Yes, the next question, David. David is really a star today, as I suppose. So it was a great idea to invite David, because I also have a lot of questions to him, but you first, of course. David, how long did it take for the project and how much for the building?
It was a long path, and it was very funny because Marina first said, I make a lot of questions to her to understand what she needs. And it was interesting. She had an answer for every question. It's not so it takes about 1 year to understand everything.
Just to understand 1 year.
Yes, we have not in hurry, but it was a long project, so I take my time to understand everything, and then I start to build, and it takes about 3 or 4 months.
Fast.
Yes.
Very fast. And by the way, you are speaking about some memories, and I remember that I was a bit shy to tell everything I want, and that's why I used to another approach actually, and that's why I was shy. And first time, as I remember, I told that I just need a new Decacorde because my old one is too old, and I'm afraid that that it will explode sometime because his upper deck was just wavy like an ocean, and it was older than me, about 10 years. So I just needed a new Decacorde, and I needed my Decacorde. The previous one wasn't perfectly mine. So David began asking questions, and of course I had answers because I already imagined what I want, but I always expected that if I tell too much, I want this and this and this and also this, and also it's in a fretboard, and the strings must be closer, and also I like dots, and also a hole here, and also cutaway, and also I want to play in a standing position, and also I want some pickups there, and also I want cedar, no spruce, I had spruce, and so on. And I expected that a luthier would tell, you want so much? Why are you not shy to ask all these things? I'm a luthier, I will build, and you are to be happy with this. So much requests. But David was asking himself, and he was asking and asking, and when he asked, will I need this one, just my signature and my you can copy it and to use for the documents, and this one, my logo. And when he asked if I needed this, I thought, oh my God, really? Yes, of course I need this. Of course I need. But if you wouldn't ask, I would be silent because I thought that it is really too much to ask. So my own impressions mixed with the questions from the audience. Sorry, that's why maybe I'm going not so fast through the questions. So let's move forward, and maybe after the next question, I'll play a little bit. Maybe if you are tired of my constant speaking and letting David to speak too little. Okay, I have. Oh, Sashka, спасибо. Amazing, very impressed. David, what is the most enjoyable part of building guitar?
The most enjoyable?
Yes, most enjoyable part of building the guitar.
Almost everything.
You enjoy every moment.
Yes, it's a wonderful job for me to be a luthier, because there are a lot of different parts, and I have to do everything in an instrument from the beginning. So it's not a repetitive work, and I love, I think, everything.
I see that you have not just a model that you build every time when someone asks, David, can you build a guitar for me? And you just build a model you are used to make. every guitar is a special project for you, isn't it? Or you have some model that you suggest to everyone and build it time after time.
Yes, I have some models that are pretty the same, but I think in my life I made most of all strange guitars.
How great was it to meet you? Strange guitars. It's just, I'm so fond of strange guitars.
More than 6 string, more than 1 neck.
Yes, actually, it was funny because I didn't know really it was my I think belief in a miracle, because I've heard a lot how how your guitars, how your acoustic guitars sound, and from all the acoustic guitarists I'm listening at the moment, a lot of I like Luca's guitars sound best, because I hear that all the texture is very hearable, and I understand that of course it's Luca's way of playing, but it's also a guitar. But because when I've tried a lot of guitars in my life, and I've noticed that my previous Decacorde sound was some kind of water-like. It was spreading, and I thought that it's just because it's Decacorde. But here I hear exactly the same thing as in Luca's guitars, that all the texture I hear great. All the notes, I hear them, and they are like bricks. It's very good. I like this very much, but I couldn't expect, I couldn't know how David builds classical guitars with nylon strings, because I'm not a luthier, but I understand that it's completely different. They have a lot of similar, but it's a different way of building, yes?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I just thought, okay, he's building great guitars. I just believe in this. He will build great classical guitar. Of course, I just believe. I just believe because I want to believe, and I was right. So I'll play my variations.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Very good.
I'm bowing to everyone and to David. Thank you, David, for building such a beautiful instrument. I feel that it is very difficult to get used to it, but also it is very difficult to get used to how easy it is to play. And I'm trying, I'm trying not to use extra strengths, but I've understood. Uh, you guys, you must understand that it's very important to have a great instrument, because I was working on my speed for long periods of time, but I've understood when I touched this guitar that I was putting a lot of extra strength when playing with the left hand and when playing with the right hand, and now I'm trying to play without putting extra strength, and it increases the speed very much, and soon you'll see it. Okay, so next question. Oh, such a big chat. Sorry, какая мензура на вашем декакорде? Мензура 650 миллиметров. By the way, David, is 650 a normal measure or a smaller?
It's the standard for classical guitars.
Is standard?
Yes.
I've been playing on 6-string guitar on 616 millimeters, and I didn't know that it's a bigger. I thought that it is a standard, and it was so hard for me.
It is a standard too, but it's a old standard. It's about 30 years ago. It was the standard.
I see, that is just a bit old-fashioned. What kind of wood is used?
Okay, so the top is made of cedar, red cedar. Back and sides are made of Indian rosewood. You can show it if you want. And the neck is made of mahogany. Okay. the fingerboard is ebony. The bridge is Indian rosewood too, and it's enough. The head plate, the cover of the head plate is made of ebony.
Great. And okay. I was guessing. I thought, will David forget that I want to cedar guitar? Maybe he will make spruce guitar. Will he remember? Should I write to him, David, do you remember I want to cedar guitar? Or I will be too noisy? And I decided, okay, I'll be silent. I just will pray that he will not forget that I want to cedar guitar. He didn't forget anything. Okay, how aged are the woods?
Red cedar, about 15 years. 15. And the Indian rosewood about 20. The neck is 10 years old, and the ebony about 15.
So it's a lady, young lady. What the next question, I don't understand anything in the age of the woods. I just was thinking if some part of the guitar is older than me, but not. Okay.
No, he's younger.
Okay. Of course, I have to dominate, and that's why it's important. Marina, do you feel more inspiration with this new guitar? Do you see it from my face? Yes, of course. I have a lot of inspiration with this new guitar, and I am a sleeping bear. I always wake up at 9 o'clock, and then just till 11, I'm trying to open the eyes and go to eat, and then I just begin practicing. And I thought that it's just my character. But when Kate brought the new Decacorde, I was running to sleep because I cannot play at my home after 11 p.m. I was running to sleep and I was waiting for the new day to begin sooner, as it was in childhood. We ran to sleep earlier because we want a new day to begin faster. And when I woke up at 9 o'clock and I immediately ran away from the bed and took the Decacorde and began practicing even before having breakfast. So it is a really huge inspiration, and especially after I was playing for 5 years on a very, very old Decacorde. It was much older than me. It was about 37 or already 40 years old, and it was silent for 20 years practically, and of course you understand what happened to the sound. It was not in tune, and as the practice, I like the Decacorde and that's why I practice. But here, the first thing I've checked after smelling, it was this one. And I was shocked. It tunes? Wow, it's really an octave. Oh my God. So a lot of inspiration. I can speak endlessly about it. And I was writing to David all the days long, and I was trying to stop myself. Stop disturbing David, Marina. But I wanted to write every time, wow, how comfortable the fretboard is. Oh, the sound is just like a melting chocolate. Oh my God, it sounds so beautiful. But I understand that for him, it's also just letters on the screen. He can't feel the same, but I wanted to express it to him, and I was writing and writing, and just about third day after getting the Decacorde, I decided to stop. I think, yes, after the third day, I tried to stop killing David with my happiness. Yes. What's the shiny thing on the 15th fret? I think you're speaking about this. It is my logo. It's just not good video quality when we're streaming. That's why I think that it's just a shining thing, and it's my handwriting. Okay.
You can say they can look at the pictures.
Yes. Yes, you can look at the pictures in David's Instagram account and also in my Instagram account. And also, if David is not against, maybe I have a lot of photos from the building process. I was looking as the guitar was built from the first moments and until the very end. And the first sound I heard was David played one of the bass notes. He played like this as a WhatsApp audio message, and I was listening and I've understood that it sounds good even via WhatsApp. So if David is not against, maybe I'll make a video from these photos from the beginning to the end of the building process of the Decacorde, if it's not a secret. So did the cutout pose a challenge given the additional tension to the strings? Cutout pose, you mean cutaway or no?
Cutaway.
Yes. Did the cutaway, the question is, did the cutout pose a challenge given the additional tension to the strings? I suppose the question is about, did this cutaway give the additional weight, additional tension to the strings? I think not, yes?
No. It's just for the comfort to reach the frets on the fingerboard near the hole, near the sound hole.
So it's no extra tension. David, have you ever tried guitars made of plastic? Do you see any future in this material?
Made of?
Plastic.
No. Why? Plastic.
Yeah.
The wood.
I think that the questions are from people who play electric guitars. I saw a lot of electric guitars made of plastic, but the body means a lot in acoustic instruments. The plastic is not very resonate, yes?
No. No,
How
really not.
aged is the plastic you are using in building your new guitar? Okay. Marina, I'm a huge fan and I'm very much looking forward to the wonderful art you will make in this beautiful new Decacorde by David. Greetings from USA. Thank you. It is really an amazing project for an instrument in very good hands with talented musician. Thank you. Getting a lot of nice words. Incredible. Вот, басы клевые, даже в этой трансляции слышно, что саунд насыщенный. Вариации в соль здорово звучат. Спасибо. It's written in the commentary, David, that even in this sound quality, people hear how strong the basses are.
Yes.
And they're really strong. By the way, I have a question for myself. The basses sound very strong. And is it because the upper deck is made of cedar, or you made some magic for the basses to sound so great?
Yes, of course, there is a lot of magic, but yes,
just only putting cedar is not enough. Yes.
No. So the cedar, it's important for the basis, but it's important the dimension of the guitar, and also the bracing. I use unusual bracing for Decacorde. I use a project by Daniel Friedrich, who made this kind of bracing for 6-string, but I liked it very much, and I tried to use for my first Decacorde. This is my first Decacorde acoustic. And
but you had a Decacorde on steel string Decacorde you have, yes? But it is your first with nylon strings, yes?
Yes, nylon string is my first time. And I thought I thought this kind of bracing could be very good for this kind of guitars. And I was right. You can agree with me.
Yes, so you were experimenting, and your experiment is great. It's great.
Yes.
It's great. When I was recording, I was recording my previous Decacorde, of course, a lot, and I've already recorded 2 albums. And I thought, how can I upgrade? How can I grow the sound engineer to make my basses sound better? But I've understood that the basses can really be very readable and very loud. And for me, it's great that, David, do you know that when I ordered this Decacorde from you, I told that I'm tuning a semitone lower than a standard tuning. But while this whole practically 2 years passed, now I'm tuning a whole tone lower than usual tuning. And so this bass is now F, actually. It's F. And I'm very surprised with this thing that it's so great that it's very readable. I don't know if you hear this just with this streaming sound, but for me it was such a surprise when I started playing pieces where I was fretting basses a lot. and it's readable, and I understand all the notes. They are not just somewhere close, somewhere close to what they should be.
Confused.
Yes, and
Ah.
it's so great that they sound as they are supposed to. I'm still exploding with happiness, you know. With every question, I support it with my happiness. Okay, David, would you mind? Wow, I have a donation, 1,000 rubles. Wow. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you. I'm shocked. Thank you. Okay, next question. I was trying to read next question. David, would you mind talking about what it means to you to see this joy you put on an artist face with your guitars? So what do
Sorry.
you now what in other words, what do you feel when you see my happy face with your Decacorde? The question was would you mind talking about what it means to you to see this joy you put on an artist's face with your guitars?
Yes, it's very satisfying, of course, and I'm a bit sad because I can't listen to the music of Marina live, but the joy of her is very satisfying for me, and all the words she spent to describe her feelings, and now that I can listen to the music she makes with the guitars, it's wonderful.
Ah, yes, thank you. I'm happy that I also can give some happiness to you, David, because, but of course, it's not comparable with the joy and happiness I have. And now I can play standing, and I can, and I can go throughout my flat, and I can just put the guitar on, and I can go make coffee, drink coffee, and then play. And when some guests, my sister came to visit me today, and I came to meet her also with a Decacorde on my neck, and it's so good that I can just not put it away and go with it on me all over the flat. It's very good. So David, I hope that I'll read the question correct. From Chris Malloy. I know you. Hello. David, is Marina starting a fad to play a Decacorde? Will you make more 10 strings if ordered? More 10 strings, more Decaccords. Yes, I think.
Yes, if someone would want to order.
David will build, I can make more. Great. Hello, Marina. What makes an acoustic guitar cheap or expensive? I think it's actually it's a question to a luthier, but if you ask me, I will try to answer, and David will correct me if I will be mistaken. But I think that first, if speaking not about emotions, I'm an emotional person, and I can say that the guitar is expensive for me if it sounds brilliant, and it's not expensive for me if it sucks. But I'll try to speak logical, and I think that the most expensive thing is the wood, because the wood, good wood, and so aged old wood of good quality, I think it is rather expensive by itself. And all the parts of the guitar, you know, it's like making a cake. If you make it from cheap products or from expensive products from the farm, and the result will be different and the price will be different. And the same with guitar, expensive wood, expensive mechanics, and your tuning will also depend on mechanics, how it will hold the tuning you made. This mechanics holds the tuning very good. And the process also, because the luthier made a guitar with his own hands, and he spends months with building the instrument for hours and hours every day. And of course, the labor, if I'm telling correct, the labor, this magic also costs. And when just it is the same, not expensive wood, and it's just a fabric, and it makes guitars. It's like, I think, McDonald's and expensive restaurant. The products and how much labor put into the project. Yes.
Yeah, almost. So the wood is important, but it's not the most expensive things in a guitar.
Really?
Yes, you can make
The most expensive is glue. Yes.
You can build a wonderful guitar with cheap wood, but you have to spend a lot of time on on the building. So for such a guitar, it's this guitar is expensive because of course it's complicated. So it's not a standard guitar, so an nylon string 6-string guitar. It's expensive, most of all if you spend a lot of time on the building. This is the
So the most valuable thing is time.
Yes.
And the mechanics.
And the mechanics.
time and mechanics. Okay. So could you improvise for a few hours to show the Decacorde full range? Yeah, I think that David would kill me if I just start improvising for a couple of hours now. I think that I can make a special video where I will improvise for an hour, for example, and I will take the sound from 2 mics and good quality. It's a good idea for a video, by the way. Thank you. But it's not for stream when the luthier, for example, is invited, because several hours. Okay. Окей. Для декакорда, вот вопрос на русском, a question in Russian. I think it's a question. И по струнам интересно, для декакорда есть свои струны, или они составляются на базе шестиструнки путем добавления басов из еще одного комплекта? И каков предел адекватного низа, то есть самая нижняя нота? It's a good question, and it's a question to me, but I will translate it to you also.
Okay.
The audience is interested if I use some special kind of string set for the Decacorde, or I just take some extra basses, some 4-6 strings, for example, from another 6-string set, and just use it as basis. For foreign viewers, I just say, of course not. And I'll answer in Russian because the question was in Russian. Конечно же, нет. Все, нет. А на самом деле у меня вообще сейчас уже особый сет. Блин, я убрала струны, я буду скоро буду разыгрывать от пирамид струны, именно свои сеты. У меня уже авторский сет есть в пирамид. И у меня, смотрите сейчас какой строй. Тут его невозможно сделать из нескольких шестиструнных комплектов. У меня 6-я струна, во-первых, уже давно не ми. У меня 6-я струна от набора для 7-струнных гитар, струна соль. Но сейчас она у меня фа. А потом у меня идет... Дальше у меня идет еще ниже. Еще ниже. Сейчас это звучит фа. Но я опускала... Сейчас скажу для чего. Я опускала... не буду показывать, потом покажу. Я опускала для танца рыцарей аж, по-моему, в ре. И нормально звучало, в принципе, нормально, можете послушать. Она, конечно, хрустит, но я так хотела. Я могла играть и помягче. Мне нравилось, как она прям так... Так что я использую специальный сет. Басы идут ниже, а шестиструнных басов просто у них не хватило бы толщины. А шестая струна очень тоненькая по сравнению с 10-й струной, и она будет просто звучать как вот такая вот простыня на ветру, если повесить просто шестиструнные комплекты. Ага. Drink coffee with Decacorde. Is David drinking coffee?
Yes.
I also wanted to drink coffee, but I was checking the sound before the stream so hard. I was so disappointed with the sound from the first mic I used. So I didn't have time to make coffee. Marina, do you have a woman luthier in mind for an upcoming Decacorde? No offense to David, of course. As an Italian, you surely endorse women's work. For me, it's a question for me, yes, and I'll answer. For me, humans, men and women are the same. You know, I'm a female musician, female Decacorde player by myself. But I think that when they are the same, that means that I will choose the luthier not due to his sex, but due to his works. So, you know, I've decided to order a Decacorde from David, not because he's a man, but because I was impressed by his works. If he was a woman or something between, I've ordered a Decacorde from him in any case, and it doesn't depend on sex. So I think I'm not planning to order a Decacorde specifically from women, because I suppose I really hope I heartfully hope that you are listening to my music. Not you have a women musicians playlist and men's musician playlist. I hope that you are listening to my music just because you like to my music, not because I am a woman or I think, yes, I think sex is important, of course, but they are equal. And this means that I make things not according to the sex of the person, but to his qualities. If David was a woman, it won't be a problem. I'd order from him, but he's a man. Okay. The Decacorde is so pretty, yes. Рад, что вопрос по струнам понравился. Да, по фамишу, да. The Decacorde is so heavy. She can't drink coffee. No, you're mistaken. You can guess. What is the weight of the Decacorde? I remember the weight of the Decacorde. It is 2 kilograms and 200 grams. Yes?
Yes, about. I don't remember exactly.
I remember because David sent the photos to me, and of course for me it was a very important photo when David put the guitar on the weight. I hope that
yes.
is named on the weight, and I saw the weight of the Decacorde, and it was 2 kilograms and 200 grams, and I thought, in my baby. It is not so heavy. It is great because it's very easy to play in a standing position because it is not heavy. Actually, it's not heavy. So, okay, I think that I will play one more piece for you, and so the woman is so strong. Yes. I think that I will play one more song for you, and I will say something to David and to you, and maybe we will finish. By the way, David, can you guess? You don't hear the correct sound. That's why you cannot guess. But you know, strange thing that these are the strings the Decacorde came to me with. I only changed the trebles. And all the bases are as you sent to me.
The same. Okay.
Yes, I wanted to change them, but I've understood that they sound quite okay, and I'm playing, and I understand that they still sound okay.
Okay.
So the harmonics sound great. I hope that I will able to show it maybe. As I expected.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yes.
When
Very good.
yes, they sound great, but when the strings were just 2 weeks younger, the harmonics were even much more better. And as I supposed, when I was telling that harmonics sound great, that means that I will lose 40% of playing harmonics. Of course.
Very nice, the harmonics.
Спасибо. Так, всем спасибо. Спасибо всем. О, Господи, сегодня я получаю донаты. Спасибо. Вроде как даже и не за что донатить. Спасибо. Ребята, спасибо большое. So, David, thank you for coming today. I'll look at you one more time. Great sound. Thank you very much. I'll watch it.
You're welcome.
One more time for several minutes, because
Yes.
it's also the first moment, guys, when I see David practically in person. And I think that in 2021, seeing a person in Zoom, we can say it in person. Because we see practically nobody in person. I'm very happy that finally we met in person with you, David, and that we discussed Decacorde that I played for you. It was very important concert for me to play before the luthier who built your guitar. You feel a lot of, I felt a lot of responsibility, because I think that David will watch and think if I treat it well, and if I'm a good enough musician to play such class of an instrument. So I try to become bigger as a musician, to fit this beautiful instrument. And I'm very happy that David came today, and that I met him in a hall. So thank you, thank you, David, and thank you for coming today, and thank you for building this beautiful Decacorde, and thank you for everything, for these beautiful dots. They are even rounded with gold. It's with golden painting. It's so beautiful. Every detail is beautiful. And you know, I even have, it's for the audience, I even have a piece of wood from what the Decacorde was built. So David pays so much attention to the details. And I also imagined this stream for the classical guitarists to open the name of Davide Serracini if it's not open to you, because I think that David is very famous for building acoustic guitars, very famous. Maybe the most famous, is the only acoustic guitar builder I know. That's why I think that he's the most famous. And I think that David must be opened also more widely, more all over the world, and in Russia also, as a classical guitar builder, because I'm so satisfied with the nylon string guitars made by David. It's difficult to express by words. Every time I take this guitar, every time I begin to speak about how good it is, and even now I'm trying to finish the stream, but I begin to speak about how beautiful my guitar is. Just look how beautiful it is. How beautiful is the sound. So thank you, David, for building such a great instrument for me.
You're welcome. Thank you, Marina. It's wonderful to see the joy and the passion you put in this, in playing this guitar. So for me, it's the most important thing.
Thank you, David.
Thank you very much.
I hope that we will meet in person someday in Italy, and I'll play live for you.
We wait for that day.
Yes, we will wait for the day. Okay, so goodbye, David, goodbye everything, and I have to dive on the floor to turn off the stream. So goodbye, everyone. I'm diving.